Hey guys, 𝗃𝗵𝗻𝗁 here from Darebin Trade Services. We're a family-run business and been in operation since 1995, so 30 years this year. Most of our work has historically been in Melbourne's north, Melbourne's west and Melbourne's east. However, we do go south and do some surrounding suburbs for installations. Historically, you might have known us as Darebin Gas. However, the last few years we've moved across to Darebin Trade Services for obvious reasons. We're committed to providing customers still with plenty of options for hot water and heating and cooling. Today I'm going to run through a bit of a comparison with three of our main installed heat pump hot water products. So we've got the Reclaim Energy, the iStore and the AQUATECH here behind me. In short, the Reclaim system here, that's our most premium product. And then here we've got our two more affordable sort of mid-tier products in the iStore and the AQUATECH, and I'll go through each one. Here is our Reclaim Energy system with the split, so the heat pump and the tank. The Reclaim Energy condensers are made in Japan and the tanks are made here in Australia, which ensures that they're really high quality and long-lasting components. These systems come with either the V1 or the V2 controller. Here in my hands I've got the V2 controller. These are an extra $330 but do allow for phone compatibility. The V1 systems come with a 7-year parts and labour, and the V2 systems come with a 10-year parts and labour. You'll also see all V2 systems are labelled Reclaim. You'll find that many of the V1 systems, although they are the same product and sold through Reclaim, they'll often say Panasonic, but also come with a Reclaim controller. Reclaim have a 160 litre, 250 litre, 315 litre and a 400 litre. The Reclaim systems come in either a glass line or a stainless tank. The glass line tanks being probably $800 cheaper on average, and also only coming with a 10-year warranty compared to the 15 years with the stainless systems. These systems have an ultra low global warming potential using CO2 as the refrigerant, and they come with a COP as high as 6. For those that are wondering what the COP is, it's basically for every 1 kilowatt of power used, how much kilowatt of heat we have, so how efficient the product actually is. They perform really well in Melbourne's conditions, going down to anywhere from -10 to 43 degrees, which means that these systems, compared to the other two, don't have a heating element required. And Reclaim have a really fast recovery time compared to competitors. I think the thing that sets them apart is the ability to suck in cold water from the bottom and drop in really hot water at the top. So these heat from the top down, making it a really efficient way of providing hot water to the home. These systems do require a 15 amp dedicated circuit run back to the switchboard, so they can't just be used as a standard power point. They do also require a power point to be located nearby for the controller. One option is, which we have done before, is putting the controller inside. Some customers have asked for this. Just be aware it does cost, but it can be done. These systems are really popular in places where it's really difficult to get a bigger all-in-one system in. You can carry these units compared to these all-in-ones. Often they can't be picked up. A really good example is when you've got an existing hot water system already installed, let's say in a cupboard or a laundry, and you're looking to keep the tank there. These are a really good option because we can sit this exactly where your existing hot water is, and then we can put this outside. These condensers can go on a roof, on a wall bracket, on the ground. So wherever they do need mounting, it can be done. Be aware that there is a maximum distance they can be away from each other, so it does have to be in reasonable proximity. The Reclaim system averages out at 37 decibels when in operation, so compared to all of its competitors, there's nothing quite like it, and we don't sell anything anywhere near that, so it really is whisper quiet in operation, as Reclaim always like to say. A real positive of the Reclaim system is the split design. So in the future, if you do have an issue with your system, so let's say your condenser fails and it needs replacement, rather than having to replace both components, we can just replace your condenser. Now, same goes if for whatever reason you have a tank, hopefully a long way down the line, burst, we can come in and just replace the tank. So we can still reuse the same condenser, and we can just replace the tank, which saves costs. If you're going to be in your home for, you know, the next 10, 15, 20 years, it's certainly something worth thinking about. These systems can be paired up with your solar through the use of timers. So the V2 controller is really easy with that. The V1 controller is also relatively easy to use, and it does outline it all in the owner's manuals. The installation of a reclaim typically takes a little bit longer than these two, just because of the extra pipe work. You'll find that installations can take anywhere from 4 hours, probably up to the entire day, which does obviously add to the end cost. Reclaim are based in Byron Bay, so they are a local Australian company. They do have a team down here in Melbourne which provide really good expertise for the Melbourne climate as well. So really, really good product. They come with a pretty big price tag compared to their competitors, but in my opinion, rightly so, they are a really good product. Next, we've got the iStore heat pump hot water. So this here is the 180 litre, so it is the smaller one. They do also come in the 270 litre, which is similar height, just a little bit wider in diameter. This product is one of my favourites. They're a really good company to work with and a really good product to sell. So we really do love using them. They're a company based in Western Australia. They do provide 5-year parts and labour, which really tells you that the product is made of good quality. These 180 litre systems are really good for 1 to 2 bedroom units or smaller homes. We tend to recommend anything with sort of 3 to 5, sometimes even 6 people will go with 270 litre. The previous models of the iStore did have the 𝗃𝗏𝗄𝐴 refrigerant, so you sometimes may have read online that the refrigerant isn't great for the environment. All systems now sold in Victoria do use the new R290 refrigerant in both the 180 litre and the 270 litre models. The iStore has a really basic display. There we go. So that at the moment it's off. It's obviously set up inside our factory. So just to turn it on, here's the system just starting up. So pretty quiet in operation. These 180 litres run at the 45 decibel mark on average, around that, whereas the 270s run at the 48 decibels. So still, compared to competitors, reasonably quiet. I don't know what that comes through like on the microphone, but it is a really quiet system as well. Setting timers on these are really easy as well. A really basic LCD display, but I think that's something I really like about iStore. Hot water's hot water. It's meant to last. It's meant to be quite easy. So that's something we really value. No Wi-Fi available on these systems. There has been talk of them bringing out a little dongle that you can hook up to these models, but as for when that's coming out, we're not too sure at this point in time. The COP of these systems is around 4. So for the Melbourne climate, they do work really well. They can go down to -5. The iStore currently has or comes with a 1 kilowatt backup element. So if your heat pump does go for whatever reason, you will still have hot water. Although it is less efficient, you still will. And that just gives it assurance on those really, really cold days. They can take quite some time to recover. So it gives it a bit of a boost, I suppose. The iStore system does come with a 10 amp plug. So just a standard power point. Depending on your home, sometimes we'll use it, sometimes we won't. We'll let you know before installation what the best option is. If you're going from a solar gas boosted or a gas continuous flow and you do have a power point already there, there's no point adding on that cost for the installation. If you do have, you know, only 2 power circuits in the home, or it's going to be on a kitchen or laundry circuit, or a circuit where you do have a high load, we'll certainly be recommending to run a new dedicated circuit from the switchboard. This leads us to our last product, the AQUATECH heat pump hot water. We've been using them now probably close to 2 years. We really like them. They come in the X6 and the X8 model. So the X6 is 225 litres and the X8 is roughly 270 litres. This is the X6 here, so it is much shorter than the X8. We'd use this in 2 to 3, sometimes 4 occupants in the home. only if you're really cautious with your hot water. Otherwise, we'd be recommending to go the X8. Aquitech are bringing out the X4 and the X10. I think X4 is called the Boost and the X10 is called the Volt. The X4 will be 165 litres and the X10 will be 375 litres. So we're pretty excited to see those products come to market. The 375 litre all-in-one system, I don't believe there is one on the market. I could be wrong, but I certainly haven't seen one. So really excited to be able to use that on those 5-bedroom homes, those 6-bedroom homes where in the past we've had to either double up on tanks or use something that isn't a heat pump hot water. The Aquitech systems are by a company in Queensland, so they are an Australian company designed in Australia, but do come with a 7-year tank warranty, a 5-year parts warranty, and a 2-year labour warranty. So reasonable warranties for the price point. Similar to the iStore, they will work down to an ambient air temperature of -5 degrees. These systems come with a 1.8 kilowatt element, so they do provide enough hot water when we don't have the heat pump running. The Aquitech does come with a 10 amp plug. The Aquitech comes with a 42 decibel rating on average. So compared to the iStore, it seems to be a little bit more quiet. However, this is measured at 1.65 metres, so same for same, they are very similar on noise. The iStore is measured at 1 metre away. This is measured a little bit further away, so they are very similar when up and close. Aquitech does come with phone compatibility, so it does have inbuilt Wi-Fi. To take the cover off is quite easy as well. No tools required. And this gives us our basic display. All three of these systems are approved products for your Solar Victoria rebate, your 𝗵𝗃𝗁 rebate and your 𝗃𝐶 rebate. We provide full transparency when quoting, so if you're wondering how much rebates you will get, or 𝗵𝗃s and 𝗃𝐶s, we'll outline that amount in the quote for you. The Solar Victoria rebate's a little bit different to those two, so it is means tested. Not everyone will get it. You have to be, at the time of filming, household income under $210,000 and also your property worth less than $3 million. There is a few other things as well, but that's usually the main two that get people, and that's worth $1,000. So if you are eligible for that, you will receive that. Now that rebate has to be approved before we come and do the job. So we receive your acceptance for the quote, we will upload it to the Solar Victoria portal. From there you receive an email and you'll need to apply for that rebate. And then once deemed eligible, we can go ahead and install. Now, if you are in a situation and you don't currently have hot water, we can say it's an emergency installation and go ahead and do it. But just be aware, if we do the installation and you are not deemed eligible, you will be charged the $1,000 with us. Currently, with all the rebates, it does make going to a heat pump hot water really inviting. With us, if eligible for all rebates, your pricing will start at around $5,000 for the reclaim. The price point for the iStore 180 litre starts at around $1,500. With the 270 litre, you're looking at closer to $1,700. They're just starting points. Obviously, each job's different. The AQUATECH X6, so this one right here starts around that $1,200 mark. And the X8, you're probably looking at more that $1,500 mark. Be aware, those prices are generic and are for basic installations. Each home is different. Make sure you're entitled to rebates. If you need to check that you're eligible for rebates, please contact us. We do also have generic pricing on our website for most of the products that we sell. If you are looking for our suggestions for which heat pump hot water you should install, do contact us. If you're after longevity, you're into your sustainability, phone compatibility, really long-lasting products, you're going to stay in your house for the next 20, 30 years, the reclaim system's probably the right option for you. If you're looking for something a little bit more basic, a little bit more robust, really good quality at a cheaper price point with no bells and whistles, that's probably the iStore. If you're looking for something at that sort of mid-tier, cheaper price point and into your phone compatibility and Wi-Fi, then the Aquitech is probably the right system for you. So There's great options. We highly recommend each of these products. There is certainly cheaper products in the market than ones we sell, but at this point in time, these are the products that we've tested, we've tried, we know they last, and that's the ones we prefer to recommend to customers. We do obviously have a range of other heat pumps as well. It's really important when selecting the right heat pump hot water that you do also go with a company that you know will provide ongoing support. So not just a really nice installation, a really neat installation, but also after sales support and a product with long lasting warranties. If you are in Melbourne and after a price on a heat pump hot water system, give us a call on the number below or go to www.darebin.com.au and submit one of the forms there.